Today we're answering the age-old question, can Riot stop smurfing? The TLDR, or too long didn't watch, is that yes, Riot can stop smurfing if they really wanted to. The bottom line is, if Riot could prove that there was a direct correlation between skin sales dropping and smurfing, then Riot would nuke smurfing from existence. The same goes for if there was a significant dip in player base and they could prove that it was a correlation to smurfing, they would do the same because every player is a prospective customer to sell skins to. Now, smurfing is bad for two reasons, or two main reasons I should say. The first reason is that it ruins the competitive integrity of games, and it just ruins the gameplay experience overall, and on top of that it builds bad habits for the actual players themselves. For example, a player could make the correct decision against the smurf, but the smurf will just make up for that decision being made against them or being outplayed mentally by just gapping them mechanically. And so the player will think that the decision that they made there was a really bad decision when it wasn't, and instead of learning from that and moving on, they'll take it as that was a bad decision instead of them just being mechanically gapped. The second main reason is that it's the sole reason why there are insane amounts of botting in this game. Botting accounts at level 20 and then intentionally deranked to iron on griefing other people's games, but also creating this cycle of smurfing and botting accounts. Because botted accounts are so easy to get and they're so cheap, you can see that there's a lot of them being made because they're so cheap. It makes smurfing that much easier to do. I mean, there is literally no other legitimate reason for buying an iron account other than smurfing. Now, I've already spoken about how much it just wastes everyone's time, so I'm not even going to harp on that anymore. These are just the reasons of why, or the main reasons why smurfing is bad for the game and will be bad long term for the game overall as well. Since those videos, I've consistently gotten the comment that goes along the lines of, Riot can't really do anything about smurfing. It's here to stay. Which is completely wrong, and I'm going to show you how it's wrong, and how they absolutely can. These points will also address why the game is starting to feel a bit stale as well, and why the content market as well is really, really stale, and why two of the biggest, most original creators on YouTube for Valorant are quitting this game right around the corner when Valorant's biggest competitor is about to launch as well. Now, the first thing that Riot can do is to ban smurfing content entirely. And when I mean ban smurfing content, again, I am not asking for the main accounts to be banned for these content creators. They can ban the smurf accounts. That's it. Don't ban the main accounts. Content smurfing not only leads to smaller content creators mimicking that because they can see it gets views, so I think that's the formula for creating good videos for people to watch, but it also creates mimics in actual games that don't even do it for content, that do it just for pleasure, because they can see that the streamer is having a good time popping heads. They're not struggling in sort of the ranks that they're at, except for maybe Curry, because he's genuinely really good at the game, so I don't think he struggles at any rank, to be honest. But the point being is that they'll see that it's more enjoyable to go and smurf on an account rather than playing on their main and getting clapped in their lobbies. So to address that, you just ban content smurfing entirely and make these content creators try and do something a bit more original and creative. The second one, it ties to the first one as well. Give the game a breath of fresh air in terms of other things that you can do that isn't sweaty or too try hard, because at the moment as it stands, a lot of the gamers that are coming out, they're quite sweaty, they're quite try hard, unless you go into a swift play or if you go into a spike rush, and depending on your servers, as Egwick said in his video, you'll run into e-daters or you'll just run into trolls, and it's not fun. I genuinely just queued up the other day on stream to prove to you all I said was I'm just going to queue up for Spike Rush, and I guarantee I'll run into either a troll or an E-Data. The very first game we ran into an E-Data troll. The E-Datas, ladies and gents. So how can we fix this? Well, Riot content creators have asked for two big things, and it's not just content creators, but even the player base themselves have asked for two big things: a replay system and community servers. If you just give us a replay system, the amount of content that could be made with this game that isn't smurfing content would explode. So many content creators would make so many great videos just from having a replay system that they can position their camera and move around and sort of make sort of more cinematic content. Look at every game out there and you'll see that the games are made up of smaller, of one massive, obviously, community, but of that smaller sub-communities, and each sub-community has the different content that they can sort of innovate and expand on and enjoy. And those are just the two things that we need, right? New maps or new agents. I mean, they're good, but they change the game up for like a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month, if at most. And then it's like, well, it's just the same game. We're just playing the same game. That ties into my third point. It's just the same game. There is really no incentive to play this game. One of the biggest reasons why people smurf is because there is no incentive to actually grind out the rank on your main account. Once you've reached your plateau, as it were, and go up above that plateau, you'd have to invest more time and energy to find out what skill you're lacking and to improve that. And the rewards for doing that are absolutely trash. They're atrocious. They're horrendous, right? I mean, please don't take this as a personal attack to anyone on the art team, but the badges, the ranked badges, they look horrible. Like, I'm pretty sure if I gave a pencil and paper to my 2-year-old niece, she could draw better badges than what Riot are giving us right now. What are these ranked badges? These genuinely look, I mean, they were fine for the beta because we thought they were placeholders, but really, these look horrible. I mean, even the Overwatch badges look like a flex to grind on. It's that kind of thing. You don't want something to flex. And off the top of that, gun buddies, really, the gun buddies haven't changed since episode 2. And even then, not many people use gun buddies. And even then, the gun buddy isn't much of a flex. It's kind of like the only gun buddy flex that I've seen is the Riot gun buddy, which. How do we get some of that, by the way? But in all seriousness, there needs to be some incentive to play this game other than just play the game, because it's the same repetitive game. I can't understand how the same company that has League of Legends, that creates a skin for a champion that is unique for every rank, every season, can't do the same for Valorant. It boggles my mind. I mean, I know you're different subsets of the company, but you're still part of the same parent company. So increase the incentives. And from that, I've got a suggestion for you, right? Here's my suggestion. To make the incentive better, what you can do is reward the players with the gun skins. Now, the gun skins will change depending on the rank you're in, and each gun skin will have a finisher. And that finisher will depend on the rank you're in for that episode, which means that for the next episode, you won't have the same gun skin that you had last episode. And just to top it off as well, if you're Immortal 3 and or Radiant, the finisher will have the number you placed in Immortal or Radiant plastered up on the map. Now imagine how many people would grind for that number 1 spot in Radiant. It would be such a massive flex if that was the thing. That's just one idea, and I'm not even I do project management. I'm not even like I'm pretty sure you have people that you pay 6-figure salaries to figure shit like this out. Why aren't they? But hey, don't even worry about a consultation fee. If you do that, great, add it to the game. And I guarantee you, so many less people, I mean, boosting might increase slightly, but the majority of smurfing will go down because people will have an incentive to grind out their main accounts. That's all there is to it, really. So those are the points where Riot can implement to reduce smurfing. Now, with all that being said, this won't completely, if Riot implements these things, it won't completely annihilate smurfing, but it will bring it down to a degree where it's not even a problem anymore, where people won't be complaining about it as much as we see nowadays. A friend of mine was saying something really recently about the difference between CS and Valorant. CS has incredible amount of hackers in it, and it makes you go into a game thinking, if an enemy player pops off, I don't know if they're just good or if they're hacking. There's that problem in their brain where they can't remove it because it's just prevalent there. That's just how hacking is. But Riot have done a really good job of that. I can count on one hand the amount of hackers I've seen playing this game since beta, and even then I've seen them getting banned almost instantaneously. It is Riot very good at this. There's very, very rare where I'll look at an enemy player and think, are they hacking? That doesn't linger. The only thing that lingers in the back of my mind is, are they smurfing? And that ruins a game itself. It does put people on tilt. That could be a skill issue, absolutely. But just the thought of the enemy player who popped off might be smurfing is enough to put someone on tilt and ruin their gameplay experience. So if you reduce smurfing by a lot, you will remove that lingering doubt from a person's mind. And you'll also improve the gameplay and the game experience for Valorant in general. So that's the video. I hope this answers the question of, can Riot, kill smurfing? They can. They absolutely can. Like I said, it's all about money. If they could show that there's a direct correlation between a reduction in player base and a reduction in skin sales to smurfing would already be nuked. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Please remember to subscribe. It does help the channel a lot. We're going to be working on more videos. The next one's coming out is me and my friends queued up together as 5 controllers in ranked, and we fully expected to lose, but there was a big twist. Watch out for that one. Ring the bell notification to see that. Or if you'd like to be updated with everything, join the Discord. The link is below. I'll see you guys there. But if with all that is the longest outro I've done. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.